Yeah, just really, I mean, McIntyre was outstanding finishing the game, and Brady's pitch count got up and didn't have his best stuff, but he battled out there. And you think about the fourth inning where they had a chance to take the lead, and they line out. Two pitches before that was strike three, break a ball. I didn't call it. The game can change on one pitch. And, thank goodness we had the shortstop shifted around a little bit. All the little things add up, and just moving him, just a little scouting going on there that can do that. And it's, he lines out, we hold him there. Frustrating day at the plate. I thought their left-hander did a tremendous job against us, and, it's tied us up, breaking balls, fastballs in, getting jammed. And, but credit to the offense there in the sixth inning. We had a 2-strike home run that gave us the lead. And then we had another 2-strike home run opposite field that put us up 3 then, because we had a homer before that on the first pitch. And then another 2-strike triple that scored 2, put us up 5, and then they wild pitch in the 6th run. I mean, that's how quick it can happen. I tell our guys all the time, no lead's safe, and you gotta keep building on it. And that's why it was just really good to have McIntyre in the game at that time. He was well rested. Once it got to the point where we're throwing a couple of innings, it's like, hey, just let him go. We're not going to use him tomorrow anyway. But he's got to go out there and pitch well, and he did. And that was big to save our pen. It was good for us to find a way to win this game when things weren't looking real good early. But very rarely do you get a chance to win 3 in a row against the same team. And we have that opportunity tomorrow, and I hope we come out and play well.
Dave, that first guy they brought out of the pen, I think it'd been a weekend starter for them. Did you just have a really good scout on him? Just what was the key to those 3 straight home runs?
Yeah, I mean, we thought he would start a game here. I think they'd been pitching him first in most of their series, but not 100% sure on that. I mean, we just have what we have. We have videos of other games, and you kind of figure out what they're throwing a little bit. But I think our guys just did a good job of, fouling off a few pitches here and there, and then got something they could handle. Aloy's home run was first pitch breaking ball was in, and he hammered it and just got up in the wind and blew out of the park. I don't know. I can't say that, he was tipping anything or we knew what was coming. They just saw it and hit it. But I don't know. Baseball is a little funny. Nothing happens for 5 innings, and then you explode for 6. And just to make a pitch and change, we get a big hit, and everybody thinks they can hit. I don't know.
And McIntyre, I think the last time we talked to him, he said, probably shouldn't admit it as a pitcher, but he likes it when there's kind of traffic on the bases. Do you get that sense from him? And how key is it to have a guy like that to bring in those situations?
Well, it's good to have a guy with experience that's been there and that it doesn't bother him. I don't know if he should say he likes it. But I think what he means by that, in my opinion, is that it doesn't bother him. He knows that that's going to happen a little bit, that he's going to have to come in with runners in scoring position. Excuse me. Been yelling a lot. No, not really. It's yeah. So he's a veteran, and he throws 3 pitches for a strike. I mean, he's throwing his fastball 90 miles an hour plus, and he's got that cutter about 84, 85. He threw a few breaking, just regular curveballs, and I really like what I saw from him today. It was really good. Mixed really well, and Roland did a nice job back there calling the game.
Just the back-to-back home runs. I mean, how good is it to see, in a tight game, the top of your lineup, the guys that maybe you expected to rely on this season, kind of break it open there for you?
Yeah, that was really it's something that you want to see, because guys are hitting up there for a reason, whether it's on base percentage, tough out, power guy, and guys that you want to get up a little bit more sometimes. And for them to bust it open like that was big. I thought Stovall's at bat set the tone, and the ball hit out of the park was, I don't know if it's 2-2 or 3-2, but it was some type of, it wasn't a fastball, it was a cutter, I think. Could have been a change, but I think it was a cutter. Loy had a different pitch. He had kind of a breaking ball, semi cutter. I kind of think he's kind of using it as a slider. And then, Diggs just fought off a bunch of pitches and got behind quick, fought, and then got something elevated and just clubbed it and it took off in the wind. So, yeah, they kind of, obviously that sparked us. Once we got 1-run lead, a little relief after we got 2 and 3, you start thinking the way we're pitching, that we're in good shape.
You mentioned last night people might not be realizing what they're seeing from Hagan, but it's carried over to the entire staff. I mean, as a head coach that's been here for a while, I mean, how are you kind of comprehending just the way your pitching staff is rolling right now?
Well, I've had some really good pitchers here. I've had some really good staffs. I haven't had this much depth probably, if everybody stays healthy, and we got another guy or two coming down the pike that haven't thrown yet. And, that's the difference. It's the depth. The starting pitching, I've had some before, but maybe not as many guys that come out of the pen that can hold you down. But it's been great watching it. From the side, and that's what we do. We're over there, sometimes when things are rolling, you almost become a fan a little bit. You're like, wow, this is really impressive.
You guys hit back to back to back against Illinois State last year, and the research we did at the time was like, we didn't think it had been done. So
Yeah,
back to back years, you've done that. Well, that's a pretty cool feat there.
it is. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to do. I mean, what are the percentages? They're not very high, that's for sure. And obviously some things have to go your way, whether it's, as bottom line, the balls, we got to get all the way around the bases. I guess you could hit into the Parker, but you got to have some things really fall into place to hit 3 in a row. It's hard to hit back to back, honestly. And the way it was going today, it was hard for us to get a hit. And for us to get, I think, 5 in that 1 inning. And 3 of those were 2 strikes. And those, in those 3 swings, we drove in 4 runs. So big inning for us, especially in a conference game that we hadn't done much, and it almost looked like we were going to maybe waste a good, pitching performance there.
Dave, Brady was kind of cruising through the first 3 innings and ran into some trouble in the 4th. Did you notice anything from him? Like what happened there?
Yeah, just not throwing the fastball for a strike. Like I said, there's no doubt that one of those pitches was strike 3 to end that inning, and it's that's frustrating that he didn't get that call. He was frustrated with it, and it almost cost us a few runs. Just it was fastball got away from him a little bit. The breaking ball was pretty good. He all left a few up and into some righties, but he also could throw it for a strike most any time he wanted. I mean, he threw it. I think he got 2 or 3 backwards Ks, full counts, breaking balls. So if you're going to throw that with a full count, you really feel like you can command it. And he did a great job with it. But yeah, just, hey, it was a good outing. It just wasn't, when you pitch as well as some of these guys have, you think it's not that good an outing, but it was really a pretty good outing.
You mentioned a couple of defensive runs that play saved with Wahiba out at short. Just how often do y'all run through, I guess, scenarios like that?
Well, they have a card in their back pocket, all the infielders, and then they have something on their wrist that will tell them signs. And then we're in the dugout moving them even more. So they're already know our scouting report, and we meet with them and we go over it and say, okay, this guy, until 2 strikes, man, he's pull. But then with 2 strikes, we got to move back around a little bit, or vice versa, whatever we do. It's not always 100%, but if you're just going with the percentages, that's why we had, Aloy up the middle like that. And right when he hit it, it was right at him. It was just a matter if he could jump high enough to catch it. Looks like he did.
Hey, Dave, going back to last April when you're bringing Tiger back from injury, you've had a lot of success piggybacking him with Will McIntyre. Is there something about the way those 2 pitch that work well together?
Well, there might be, you got one that throws a cutter that's a breaking ball that's in McIntyre that's 84. Then you got a 75 or 74, 75 mile an hour breaking ball from Tiger. So it's a little confusing probably for a while, but today McIntyre got through the lineup a couple of times. So they had seen him and he did just as well. And I just think his stuff was just really good today.
I think it's been 17 years since your team had back-to-back shutouts of SEC teams in 9-inning games. Just maybe speak to how hard that is to do. 07 SEC tournament.
Yeah, because we had some really good pitchers in 07 in that rotation. 3 good starters. That would have been like, who do we have? Todd and maybe a guy named Nick Schmidt and And who was the other one?
It was Nick and Todd.
Yeah, I mean, those two pretty good ones too. If Nick hadn't got hurt, he'd pitched in the big leagues, no doubt about it. Todd got up there for a little while, I think. So, yeah, so it's hard. It's hard to do. It's hard to shut him out once, much less twice. But back to back is something else. So I'm sure we're going to get their best shot tomorrow.
And with Missouri's left-handed starter, he was coming inside on a lot of your left-handed hitters. Is that something you had seen on tape?
Yeah, I mean, we knew he was coming in there, was tailing in on him as well. And I think he was a little sneaky fast for him. He was throwing 90 miles an hour, but I think it looked like they were swinging at like he was throwing 93, 94. And they just had a little problem with it. And he just kept going to it. Then he flipped the breaking ball away. But what he did is he threw a lot of strikes. 3-strike one, got ahead of us a lot. And he pitched really well.